Most people think the art of war is about fighting, but it's not. The greatest teaching from Sun Tzu is how to win without fighting at all. And once you understand this, you really begin to see conflict very differently. Now, this is what Sensei says. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting, not to win battles, not to overpower, but to resolve conflict before it becomes a fight. Now, this can feel counterintuitive. Most people believe strength means pushing harder, reacting faster, overpowering the opponent. How could it be anything else? But soon it points to us in a different direction. He reminds us that war is never free. Once you're engaged in fighting, you have already incurred the costs. And those costs are not just financial, they can be your energy, your clarity, your control. When that happens, even if you win, there is always a price to pay. This is why Sun Tzu tells us the highest form of victory is not to fight, but the question is, how do you win without fighting? First, we must really be clear. And winning without fighting is not passivity. It's really is not avoidance. It's not running away. It's positioning. And positioning is perhaps the most fundamental principle in the art of war. And Sun Tzu says the victorious warrior wins first and then goes to war, while the defeated warrior goes to war first, then seeks to win. You don't win by engaging immediately without thinking. You win first by placing yourself in basically an advantageous position. Instead of reacting, you shape the battlefield. You look for ways to dissolve the conflict, make resistance unnecessary, or make the outcome inevitable. Before anything even begins, you got to understand this strategy at its highest level. You don't rush into action. You understand timing. You don't rely on force. You create alignment. Now think about this. In business, the best deal is the one where no one feels defeated. In leadership, the best leaders don't control people. They align with them. In daily life, the best argument is the one you never need to have. You don't escalate. You don't react. You see, earlier you adjust earlier. And because of that, the conflict never fully forms. Every fight leaves a trace or a scar. And even if you win, relationships weaken, energy drains, future conflicts become more likely. Sun Tzu reminds us that something most people miss, and that is winning is not really the goal. Stability is what you want want a true victory, not just winning in the moment. The best outcome is where there's nothing broken in the process. This is where strategy beats flow. When you are in flow, you don't force, you don't resist. Unnecessarily, you move with the situation. And often that means not entering the fight at all. Not every mountain is really worth climbing, now is it? Not every battle is worth fighting, now is it? When you shape the conditions well, fighting becomes irrelevant. Now, of course, there are situations where conflict is unavoidable. But when fighting is not your first option, you must avoid many unnecessary conflicts. And often you again allies in the process, putting yourself in an even stronger position. So the next time you face conflict, just, don't ask, how do I win this? How can this be resolved before it becomes a fight?